Hi there, smart drivers. Rick with Smart Drive Test talking to you tonight about situational awareness. Where the bloody heck am I? And what's going on? And who's that kangaroo? So, situational awareness, significantly reducing your chances of being involved in a crash. Stick around. We'll be right back with that information. So let's get going here on situational awareness. Where are you? It's going to require a different skill set, techniques, and abilities if you're driving out on a highway, on two-lane roads with animals, intersections. Let's think about situational awareness. Let's think about risk. What is the lesson we can take from different things in our lives, and how do we apply these to driving? The internet is full of all kinds of things, and it's usually the completely innocuous things that we don't think are going to harm us that actually, in fact, do harm us. And this is what I'm talking about in terms of driving. When we're driving, most of us feel safe in our vehicles. So the question becomes, when do you have to pay attention because there are risks involved, and how do you become alert to that danger? Is it just something that you gain through experience, that you've made mistakes when you're driving, or is it something that somebody else told you about and you paid attention to? What are the consequences when you're driving? Obviously, if you make a mistake when you're driving, you could seriously get yourself into trouble. And if it's a T-bone crash on a left-hand turn, there's a high probability that somebody in that crash is going to die. So this is what's going to happen. Priorities when driving. When do we need to pay attention? Because there are times that we need to pay attention, that we need to be on complete red alert. Are we managing space effectively around our vehicle, or are we too close to the vehicles in front of us where we've given up control of our vehicle? What is the traffic on the road? What kinds of vehicles are on the road? Are you taking note of the different acceleration of motorcycles versus tractor trailers? Are you taking note of the different braking? Are you taking note of cyclists and how they're weaving in and out of traffic? Are they staying to the side of the road and those types of things? These are some of the things that you need to pay attention when you're driving. New video this week, the DMV tests. So basically it's 150 questions and I give you the answers of what those are. I don't really give you any explanation of what the answers are, but there are some funny bits in it as well because I know how boring reading the driving manuals are and can be. So there's that. Live stream every Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We answer all of your questions about driving, passing a driver's license test, becoming a safer, smarter driver, or starting a career as a truck or bus driver. Click up in the corner here, set a reminder for Sunday's live stream, and we'll see you then. All right, so the theory of defensive driving, which ties into SPOC 3, which ties into defensive driving rather, social driving, space management, speed management, communication, observation. So social driving, the pressure of other drivers for you to hurry up and go, and especially for new drivers who don't have a lot of experience when they're driving, this pressure is overwhelming. And this is why a lot of new drivers get into trouble, because they think that they need to hurry up and go because driving is a social activity and they can feel that pressure from other drivers, especially if other drivers are honking at them or following too close or pressuring them or those types of things. So you need to drive the posted speed limit. You need to stop at the correct position at stop signed intersections completely. You need to signal effectively and those types of things. You need to keep all of this in mind while you're learning how to drive, while you're preparing for your driver's test. And if you want to be a safer, smarter driver, you definitely need to keep this stuff in mind. MIT, yellow alert. When you're coming to intersections, we know that more than 40% of crashes happen at intersections. So you really should be on yellow alert. You need to map the intersection as you're approaching, doing your shoulder checks, because we know that social driving, after drivers get their license for 3 or 4 months, they stop shoulder checking. They don't shoulder check anymore when they move the vehicle sideways or when they're turning or those types of things. So as you're moving towards the intersection, you need to be mapping road users. You need to be tracking them as you're sitting there or approaching the intersection. And you need to be alert to the changes that are going on in the intersection because traffic is alternating. So there's a lot of stuff going on at an intersection that you need to be paying attention to, and you very much need to be on yellow alert. So where am I? Where am I sitting in traffic? Am I on a freeway? Is there a merge lane? Is the lane that I'm in going to end if I'm on the highway because there's a passing lane or those types of things? Determining safe gap, because moving in a vehicle is about time and space, and you need to determine that gap, especially if you're going to make a left-hand turn. As I said, for new drivers, this is a danger zone because they have difficulty determining that gap, and it becomes even more critical to be confident in your own ability when you're out on the highway, because you need even more space because vehicles are traveling at a much higher speed. Same thing with merging onto freeways and interstates and getting off freeways and interstates. It's not quite as daunting when you're getting off, but it's a lot more daunting when you're getting on. So different driving environments are going to require a different level of awareness, and they're going to require a different skill set and abilities, and that you're going to need to put in place to deal with that changing traffic situation effectively. So, experiential, where to focus. We need to develop habits that will keep us safe. And I've said this before, it's not a habit that's going to keep you safe tomorrow and prevent a crash that you've continued to shoulder check. So these habits, abilities, and techniques, these defensive driving and situational awareness habits and techniques that you are developing now as a new driver are going to keep you safe. New drivers are also facing the 4Ds: drinking, driving, dating, and distraction. You're in trying to get a driver's test. I know that with post-COVID here, it is really tough to get a test date with the DMV. Basically, what I'm going to say to you is just be vigilant. Check into the website every day, call every day. I mean, even if you have to go down to the DMV and say, listen, I can't get a driver's test, can you help me out? Try to get in on a waiting list if you are having challenges. If this is an option for you, is that you can go to a driving school, because driving schools have blocks of time each week with the DMV for their students. So they'll have 3 or 4 slots a week. So maybe going with a driving school might get you in a little bit quicker for a driving test as well. How can I practice for a closed course road test? Go and get some pylons. You can get them at any industrial rental shop. Ask for delineators. They're the 3-foot, 1 meter tall pylons. And go down to a parking lot. You can go to a church parking lot or a mall parking lot early in the morning or late in the evening and just practice there. The other thing you can do, at times the DMV will leave the course open and you can go in the evening and practice. If not, you can at least go in and practice your reverse stall parking at the DMV. And I do encourage this for anybody who's practicing for a driver's test. Make sure that you're practicing in and around the DMV where you're going to be taking your test. If there's a vehicle that you want, if you want a blue car, there are thousands of cars on the market. Get yourself a blue car. And it's the same thing. I could have bought the 2011 Q7. It was a nice car. It was a beautiful car. But, it's a luxury vehicle. I'm like, no, I want an X5. I'm going to save my pennies up and get myself an X5. I'm going to get the car that I want. Okay, so we're getting near the end here. We're going to wind up here. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for your comments. If I didn't get to you, comment. If you have a question, leave a comment down in the comment section. We'll be sure to get to you. Hit that thumbs up button. Leave a comment down in the comment section. We'll do what we can to help you out to get a license and those types of things. So if you passed your license in the last couple of weeks, congratulations on that. All the best. And if you got a test coming up this week, good luck on that. And remember, pick the best answer, not necessarily the right answer. Have a great night. Bye now.